Hello and welcome to You've Seen It Before, movie reviews with connections in mind, and welcome back to another installment in my reaction series to each and every episode of the 7th and final season of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, if you've never seen any of my other reaction episodes up until this point, this is just my short-form reaction series where I give a brief overview of the latest episode of whichever series I happen to be reviewing at the time, in this case, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Some thoughts on the episode of what I thought worked, what I thought didn't work, as well as some analysis as to certain plot developments and character arcs that may seem familiar to you and where you may have seen them before. Now, just to get this out of the way, this will be a full spoiler reaction and review of this episode. So if you've not seen the latest episode of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. yet and want to wait until you have, I strongly suggest stopping the video at this point and coming back later, because this will be full-on spoilers from here on out. So with that being said, and without further ado, let's get into Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 7, Episode 11, entitled Brand New Day. The Brand New Day is referring to the fact that Nathaniel Malick's plan is nearing fruition as Kora, his accomplice, the Inhuman half sister of Daisy, has been taken into S.H.I.E.L.D. custody and brought to the lighthouse with the rather perplexing proclamation that she wants to become an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. However, a seemingly warped agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because her plan is to kill all of the bad seeds before they, in order to do greater goods, people such as Grant Ward, Garrett, the other people on the other baddies in the S.H.I.E.L.D. timeline that has been established so far that it seems likely that not only are they in a new timeline, as is evidenced by the fact that Mack continues to hold memories of his growing up with his parents, even though now that they're in the past and Mack's parents have been killed, and the Mack in this current timeline has been raised by his uncle, and the fact that Jiaying, Daisy and Kora's mother, has been killed before Daisy was born in the original timeline, yet Daisy stands as still exists. She hasn't blinked out of existence, so there is a new timeline. So now the thought is, can they create a new timeline that is theoretically a better future than what their original timeline that the S.H.I.E.L.D. team has been fighting to protect this whole time had provided? And that is the essential moral quandary that half the team is dealing with Coulson and May trying to convince Kora to see that that is not the right way to go, whereas the other half of the team, mainly Daisy, Sousa, and Mack, have hijacked the Quinjet in order to try to be unpredictable to Sybil's algorithms and try to intercept the Zephyr 1, which in the previous episode had Malick hijack the Zephyr and take it into space, along with taking Simmons captive, as well as Deke, are hostages aboard the Zephyr. Malick is trying to extract the information from Gemma about where Fitz resides, because according to Sybil and her time stream analysis, whatever, there's no future where Malick and his team succeeds where Fitz is involved. And so they're trying to find him so that they can take him out, so that they can ensure their victory. But because of Simmons' neck implant, she has lost the information about Fitz's whereabouts. And so Malick has to use the special brain probe machine to try and sift through their Simmons' memories in order to find her. And this episode ends with a rather ominous note where it seems that not only has Sybil with Kora's help, infiltrated the power grid of the lighthouse, and it transmitted a signal to the Zephyr and therefore to the Chronicoms. It turns out that she had sent a homing signal to the Chronicoms in this timeline years ago, and the end of the episode sees that a fleet of Chronicom ships has appeared above Earth, I believe we're still in the 1980s at this point, and not only are they here above Earth, but they have been transmitted the location of every single SHIELD outpost that is supposed to be classified, places such as the hub, probably the lighthouse as well, the sandbox, the Triskelion, probably Providence, all of these places that were supposed to be classified and no one knew about. This episode ends with the Chronicoms firing on the planet and wiping out all of these installations. It looks very bleak for the team of for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. leading up to next week's 2-hour series finale. What I thought worked about this episode is I thought, first of all, I love the fact that that one of the little nuggets of little character that they throw into this is the fact that you don't really think about it throughout the rest of the series as you watch it. Maybe you do. I certainly didn't necessarily think about it, but the fact that Daisy is trying to hijack a Quinjet and she's never actually piloted a Quinjet once in the entire run of the series, and it's like, oh, you never really thought about that. I thought that was kind of a fun little touch. All right on that. Also, I guess it makes sense in the context of this episode. I'm sure it'll be explained more in depth next week with the 2-hour finale, given that the hints that we're dropping. But I feel it. My first gut reaction is that we're only now 11 episodes into this 13-episode season, getting fresh footage of Fitz in this season. It's like, where has he been this whole time? I know that was one of the mysteries of the series of this season, but it's like, we're only now starting to get answers, and judging from the hints that we're getting at here, it sounds like maybe Fitz had some tricky blood work, and he was gonna get sick in the future at this point. And while they were building up the time machine in order to go back and rescue the team at the finale of season 6, that Fitz has the suggestion that, they could take their time. It's a time machine. You could just go back and get you have plenty of time to go back in time and rescue the team. Why don't we just live our lives with him and Simmons, given that the universe seems to be keeping them apart this whole time. And it seems the hints that there's kind of dropping here, and they may be confirmed or denied later in this. The next week's finale, but it seems like they took their time building the time machine. They lived their life together. Fitz got sick and then he died, and Simmons put in the memory thing to forget about him. And they also kind of hint the fact that because of of what Malick was doing with Simmons, trying to extract the information from Fitz, that now she's forgetting who Fitz even was. So that's, in my mind, pushing more and more to the fact that maybe Fitz has now actually died, and they haven't been feeding them this whole time, information this whole time. But maybe the series finale, we'll see him brought back somehow. It's a comic book series after all. I mean, the characters have been brought back to dead for many different reasons, so that's always possible. But it's seeming like that's probably the direction they might be going, and if that is the direction they go, I'd be kind of bummed, because traditionally in a series finale or the final season, it's kind of the victory lap of the season, where they were given enough notice and they had enough success throughout their run that the last season's like, all right, we're going to wrap up loose ends, we're going to take our victory lap and give a heartfelt goodbye to all these characters, and Fitz deserves better than that. So my hope is that the hints that they dropped in this episode don't lead to a disappointing ending for Fitz in this season. So here's hoping that doesn't happen. But overall, I think this is a very effective setup for the series finale. However, given the fact that this is sort of the fact that this whole series revolves around different timelines and trying to figure out the one factor in which a one side or the other ensures victory or defeat, and the episode ends leading into the next part, the finale, where the villains seem to have won. There's no hope for the heroes at all. It feels like they wrote this episode 11 and then 12, 13 as sort of like the Avengers Infinity War leading into the Avengers Endgame of their series finale. That this is acting as the Infinity War installment where the villain's plan has come to fruition and they seemingly have won, and now it's up to the heroes in the finale to somehow reverse the damages and declare victory over the villains. That's one main comparison that I can draw in this episode, where that seems to be where we're going with this finale. It worked with the Avengers, obviously, and I don't blame them for trying to recreate that same magic here. So they're good on them for trying to go that route. Let's hope that, like with Endgame, that they stick the landing with this finale. The only other point of comparison that I can point to in this episode is the fact that Sybil, now that she's in the computer system, the way that she was interacting, it kind of reminded me not only of the way, because we're still in the 80s at this point, of Joshua, the Whopper computer in Wargames, how he communicated with just typing out the various statements on the screen for the people to read. And that was being vaguely sinister about it. But also, I think there's a comparison to be made with a episode of Stargate Atlantis entitled Ghost in the Machine, which I believe is from the 5th season, where Elizabeth Weir, who has become a computer, machine, her entity, her consciousness was in a machine, and now is in subspace, and then and then her consciousness is downloaded into the Atlantis computer database, and she's able to communicate by typing out onto the laptop all these things, and then she gets is able to affect power systems that way. So there's a small little comparison to be made there. But overall, I thought I enjoyed this episode very much. Like I said, I have reservations about potential character developments going into the series finale. Let's hope they stick the landing with this. I've been with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. from the very beginning. I'm very invested in these characters. I just hope they stick the landing. That's my main hope. So, what did you think of this episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What about my analysis? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did I miss anything? I may have missed something. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate whatever audience I can get. If you liked this video or any other video on my channel, please give me a like, share, and especially subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. But just remember, there is nothing new under the sun. And yes, you have seen it before.